Dr. Grayson Perry, the Consul General, Mr. Stott Campbell, Deputy Consul General of Australia, Mr. Sudeep Nambiar, Mr. Sham, DCP Traffic, my friend Mr. Kamran, and an eminent social worker, Aisha Rubina ji, and the distinguished gathering. It's definitely an honor and a privilege for me to be here amongst you, for which I'd like to thank the Australian High Commissioner, Mr. Suckling Patrick, who had met me about a month back in a program in New Delhi. That's where we discussed about our initiative. And thereafter, Mr. Kamran from Chennai got in touch with me. And then I realized how seriously and how sincerely the Australian government through Austrade is working in our country on road safety, especially in imparting the knowledge, which is highly commendable. And I, from the bottom of my heart, would like to thank them for this noble initiative, because very few people can really understand the importance of road safety and such initiatives in India, and especially those who have been through in their personal lives can really start to join in this noble initiative and can realize the importance of this initiative. Almost about 2 years back, that was on September 2011, 11th of September 2011, let me be more precise. It was a Sunday morning. I got a call from my friend, Dr. Mahesh Joshi, who is an emergency doctor in Apollo Hospital, saying that we have received 2 youngsters in the hospital who just met with an accident on Outer Ring Road while they were going on the bike. I had a little idea that that accident was so fatal that it would take away the life of my son, who was 16-year-old Mohammad Ajmalur Rahman, and my nephew, Mr. Mohammad Azharuddin's son, Mr. Mohammad Ayazuddin, who was 19 years old. That shook us totally. When I reached the hospital, I could not digest, and I refused to accept the fact that my son and my nephew is no more. The doctors at the hospital made every possible effort to save their lives. But unfortunately, they could not succeed, and ultimately we had to accept the fact that he is no more. But my nephew, Mr. Azharuddin's son, kept battling with life and death. But again, he had to succumb to the severe head injuries he had met. And he said goodbye to this world on 16th of September. And after that, me and my family, for about 6 months, we were totally shattered. We thought the life for us too was over. But again, there was a youngster who was my son's friend who came to me. Then he saw me quite depressed. He told me, "Uncle, you have to live your life. You have lost one son, but don't you see your son in me?" And that sentence touched my heart. Then I realized that we have to live life with a purpose, we have to live life with a mission. And then we got onto a course. And an organization called Young was started by my late son just 6 months before he met with this deadly accident. He had been to Odisha on an excursion from his school, and they were there in a travel area for almost about a week. And when he came back from his excursion, I asked him, "Ajmal, how was the excursion? And did you enjoy it?" He said, "Yeah, Dad, it was wonderful. And I met few guys there. I didn't know them, but they took care of us so well. I was overwhelmed. I was quite impressed with them. And when I asked them, why are you guys so much bothered? That too, in such a remote travel area, because we don't know you." Then he told my son that he represents an NGO. Until such time, my son's age was hardly 15 years old, he didn't know what an NGO meant. Then he started thinking how he can serve the community, the society, and especially the youth. So when he came back from there, then he told me that I want to start an NGO. I was taken aback. I asked him, "What do you know about an NGO? You're too young, you're just 15 years old. Focus on your studies. When you turn 18 years, then we'll think of it." Then he said, "No, Dad, because I was so much impressed with the work that those guys have been doing, especially for the cause of the tribals in the tribal area. And when we went there, they took care of us so well. And that was the driving force in my son. Then I also, when I saw the passion in him, I could not stop him from starting an NGO. That is how he started an NGO called Young, that is Youth Organization for Upliftment and Grooming. He wanted to work with the youth, especially with the underprivileged of the society. And within that short period of 6 months, he touched many hearts. And after he left this world, and when his friend came to me, when he told me, "Uncle, can't you see your son in me?" That is where I think there was an awakening within me. Till such time, I think I was a dead person. What I mean by a dead person, because everybody in this world comes, grows up, studies, works, looks after his family. But I think that's not life. When we are living here in this world, we have to understand the existence of the importance of our existence, and the service to mankind is the service to God. So with that motive, I decided, since we lost 2 youngsters in our family, we also must start an initiative, and that to create an awareness and educate the youth against the deadly consequences of speed. That is how an initiative called Youth Against Speed was started. And in this last 1.5 years, we have covered almost about 228 schools in and around Hyderabad and also outside India. We reach out to this youth, go and talk to the youth, the youngsters in the engineering colleges, tell them about the importance of life, tell them about the importance of their existence in this world, and tell them how important their life is for their family, for the community, for the society, and for the country. Because if you are losing one youngster in an accident, it is like losing one national asset. And as we all know, India is a young nation. We have almost about 70% of the population between the age group of about 18 to 35 years. And most of the accidents, if we see, almost about 40% of the accidents in our country are within the age group of 15 to 35 years. Because that is the age when these youngsters would have passion for speed. They want to do something adventurously. They want to perform some stunts on the mobiles. And I feel if you can create awareness among these youngsters, if you can educate them, then there couldn't be a better initiative in this connection. Because when we are saving a life, we are giving a new direction to this country, because accident is not just only about losing a person, but it is also an issue of the health and the development. And in any major road accident, there will be 2 things. Number 1, an instant death or a spot death, or number 2, a permanent disability. What happens in a spot death? The victim leaves this world, but the family has to suffer throughout. And in case of a permanent disability, along with the person who has met with an accident, his entire family suffers throughout the life, day in and day out. And I'm really grateful to Australian government for having identified India as a country to impart knowledge on the road safety. Unfortunately, in our country till 2009, we did not have any road safety policy in place. It is only through Sundar Committee recommendation, the national policy on the road safety, came into existence in the year 2010. But we have a very bad track in the road safety. And with the knowledge, with the technology which is available with the Australian government, our state government and our central governments can really work very closely. We focus mainly on the infrastructure. We build good roads, we build good highways, but unfortunately, somewhere we miss on the safety part of it. I'll just give you a small example because my friend Mr. Sham, DCP Traffic, is also here. Almost about 3.5-4 years back, the outer ring road was open for public here. But unfortunately, till such time a major accident happened there, we did not have any surveillance on that. And even today if you go, we find two-wheelers plying on that, we find pedestrians going there. But I'm really grateful to our Honorable Chief Minister, and I'm grateful to our police department, especially the traffic police, that they are taking very good measures in trying and stopping the accidents taking place. In India, roughly about 500,000 accidents happen every year, and out of which nearly about 1.5 lakh, that's about 150,000 people we lose. I mean, they die in the accidents. It's quite a big number. And if you look at the global figure, it is about 1.3 million. And India, it is about 150,000. So if you look at that, it's quite an alarming figure in India. And what we can do, especially with the initiative what the Australian government through Austrade has taken, I would definitely request my state government also, I'll represent, and I'm sure Austrade must have already been working with them. But still from our side, we'll try and pursue this, because this is the initiative which is very close to our hearts. And if we can, I personally feel that if I can save one life through our initiative, then I'm successful in my mission and I'm successful in my initiative. And I would like to really thank all of you that you all have understood the importance of the road safety, and you have traveled from different parts of the country to be here, and also a lot of my friends have come down from Australia to be here today, and it's definitely an honor not only for Hyderabad but also for me personally that the Australian government, the Austrade, has chosen Hyderabad as a venue today for this workshop, for this conference. The need of the hour is that we need to try and create awareness, for which we need to take this to the schools, the government schools, the private schools. And accidents are becoming like an epidemic actually. We have to treat accidents like we have worked on the eradication of the polio, we have worked on the eradication of the tuberculosis. Unless we take this so seriously, I don't think we'll be really successful in our efforts. And I'm really happy. The other day I was talking to our union minister who had come to attend one of our programs in Salajing Museum, Mr. Sarve Satyanarayana, who is a Minister of State, who happens to be from our city. He has assured us his full support, and the Government of India is equally concerned about the road safety measures, and very seriously they are implementing the road safety policy, and we must try and take the services of the Australian companies, the services of the Australian government, the services of the Austrade, wherever required. And especially in Hyderabad, we have a representative from the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation sitting here with us, and my request to her is also to be associated with this initiative, because at GHMC level also she can work and she can contribute a lot to this initiative. And our traffic police, as usual, is quite effective and always concerned. And we are talking about the enforcement, because whatever enforcement we talk about, unless and until there is an awakening from within, we cannot really, by fear, we cannot do that. Because recently I was in Saudi Arabia, they had invited me to address a gathering there. They are trying to create a fear, which is to some extent working in a very positive direction. We can do that, but more than that, what is important is, because if we realize the importance of our life, and it is the pedestrians on the road who are more vulnerable, because what's happened is in the last 10 to 15 years, we have seen a rapid growth in the vehicle traffic, especially the four-wheelers. Because, especially I'll give you an example of Hyderabad. Hyderabad is considered as a hub of the IT industry here, and we have many IT professionals. And we see taking up or buying a car today has become very easy, because with a 10% down payment, with 90% of the funding, you get a car. But what happens is, when you are buying a car, you are also buying a risk along with it. Because unfortunately, our car manufacturers, they have categorized cars in different variants. They say the basic, the second, third and fourth. And unfortunately, the basic variant is not having any security feature in that. When we talk about the airbags we find only in the higher model. That means a guy who can afford to pay more, his life is more important than the person who cannot afford to buy a higher variant car. So I think our car manufacturers also must try and realize the importance, because it is a matter of social responsibility for them. Because when it comes to the life of every citizen, the life of every human being is important. So we should not try to classify here. We should, so I mean, I think you can take this message from me, and from your side you can try and talk to the vehicle manufacturers, and I have already taken up this message. And when it comes to the bike, because here we see a lot of film actors trying to promote, this. I happened to talk to a couple of film actors in this. I told them that, because you are doing a lot of stunts, and you have got a huge fan following. But unfortunately what happens is, because these youngsters, they don't realize, because those are the stunts which are not performed by these actors. Because they are professionally trained guys who perform those stunts. But unfortunately, these innocent, gullible guys, they try to perform, and ultimately they lose their lives. I know so many groups here in Hyderabad, they are in touch with me. I talk to them, I prevailed upon them. Today, they have given up those stunts. So my humble request even to the film industry is that whenever they are showing such stunts, let them show, but at the same time, let them give a warning, like my friend Mr. Kamran said, in case of this tobacco advertisement, they write that cigarette smoking or tobacco smoking is injurious to health. Likewise, they can also give this. But anyway, I think, because I've taken more than the time which was allotted to me, so with this, I won't say a few words. I would like to thank once again the Australian government, the Australian High Commissioner, and the Consul General, and Austrade for having given me this opportunity. And I hope that this conference of today would bear fruits and would go a long way in achieving the objectives for which this is being organized here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, all of us here acknowledge the huge personal loss your families have suffered, but we all will take that conviction to draw inspiration from how you got motivated by your son's friend, and then look forward to doing a lot of things. May I request Dr. Grayson Perry, Trade Commissioner, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Good morning to you all, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Stuart Campbell, for your time in Hyderabad today, Consul General. It's very much appreciated. We're about to get into the program now. This is the business end of the morning.